From the observation during a chapter meeting, we found a lot of positive qualities to the organization. First, the structure of the organization is very sound. They have an order they go through for power. The president is the head of the group, in which he oversees all operations of the fraternity as well as other elected officers. 2 vice presidents, the internal and external, and then the rest of the officers' positions follow him. They each give a report on upcoming news or events regarding their positions. Members seem to listen intently as they take notes in their notebooks or laptops. Next, the chapter goals are clearly defined in how they do business, such as philanthropy work as well as community outreach. The feedback is very open with officers and the rest of the chapter. Everyone had a chance to give feedback or talk about anything in general in the open discussion part. Tucker Dennis told me that it is a good way for everyone's opinion to be heard. Finally, the setting in which the meeting took place stood out. They conducted their meeting in the Bryan building, in which it is the right amount of space for the chapter members. The executive board is sitting in the front of the room, facing the chapter. This shows the organization who is an officer and who is not. They made good use of technology offered in the room by using the projector for PowerPoint or any other information needing to be displayed.
On top of that communication, I think it's very difficult to schedule things that works with as many people's schedule as we can possibly do. A lot of times we end up having to kind of look at the greater good and seeing, okay, well, if we schedule it this day, 5 brothers won't be able to come, but if we schedule it this day, then 15 brothers won't be able to come. So obviously we need to schedule it in a time where we can have the most participation and things of that nature.
So this year within my fraternity Lambda Chi Alpha, the chapter had an issue with sending a sorority our schedule ahead of time, and so when we had a philanthropy event, the lack of communication with them ended up being a huge issue because they could not actually participate in our philanthropy event.
Here are some of the solutions our group came up with to better this organization. First, use a communicative competency approach to help the fraternity overcome their issues communicating with one another, both on a member-to-member basis and on a member-to-organization basis. The whole idea is to maximize the efficiency of the communication process between members. For example, effective group leaders skillfully mediate information and ideas supplied by all members. Second, ideal solution format. The fraternity is diverse, and this problem-solving technique is the most appropriate method for tackling issues that involve the group. The steps of the ideal solution format makes you not only want to figure out the nature of the issue, but which solution will be the most ideal for the collective. Next, building cohesiveness in virtual teams. A lot of communication between group members occurs through group text, Facebook, and other social media. This is why it's important that there must be trust established in these virtual mediums. One of the biggest attributes of fraternities is networking. And having the experience of building cohesiveness through virtual mediums can improve one networking capability since so much network occurs online. Next is brotherhood retreats. Brotherhood retreats would be another great way to enhance membership cohesion. Through talking to some other members at schools that have a larger Greek-like presence, they said brotherhood retreats will strengthen the bond between members. For example, mountain trips, beach trips, or something simple as bowling. He stressed to do some kind of team-related activities while doing a retreat, as it builds teamwork and it strengthens the bond. Next, seeing conflict not as a negative thing, but seeing it as something positive that can be used for political progress. An article by Hutchins really harps on making the conflict constructive rather than deconstructive, which help outsiders see conflict in a good manner. Finally, understanding what type of conflict is going on. In an article that we read about by O'Neill, Allen, and Hastings, it talked about 3 different types of conflict. This organization does have conflict at times, and figuring out which type of conflict is key. There are 3 main types of conflict: task, relational, and process. By finding out which conflict is going on, one could easily diffuse it.
Through research of this organization, we as a group learned a lot about handling conflict as well as the challenges organizations go through on the daily. This group has a few challenges, but they are a successful group based on their strong structure within the organization. Keep in mind, in every organization, they must have strong communication, leadership skills, and know how to handle conflict in the appropriate way. Following these simple tasks could take your organization to the next level.